Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to game 57 of the tournament where we are playing Vanarus. It's turn 30. Remember what I said towards the end of the last session where I was like, I have a feeling I'm playing really greedy. I'm worried that something bad's gonna happen. It's fine. It's fine. We did a Dark Knowledge. We also did a Voice of Apsu. And some more Firebirds. Cool. No sights found this turn. That's a bunch of battles. We attacked in Starthenthorm. Alright, so we were a little concerned here. We made a little Lance Catcher scenario of militia. These poor guys. These poor militia. Oh, it worked though. It caught quite a few of those lances. And the Chud Berserkers, or Chud Beardmen, do what they do. They go berserk and they proceed to blender everything in their path. We lose 2 of them. Perfectly done lance catchers. Thank you for your service. I apologize for your death. We attacked in Ial. Yeah, we should be fine here. Got a couple of stray Nidbetheds, but you know, they might take out a couple of things along their way, but they're not gonna win. Lose a heavy cap. Cool. We attack in Troll Woods. Another stack of Herdmen. Ooh. We do have some casters back here. Just Barkskins though. Some animated trees. Yeah, should be fine. Should be fine. I was worried they were going to do, like, some swarms or something like that. We are not protected against poison, so that could have been a problem. Probably not, because we have such high protection, but maybe. We get attacked in Gentle Woods. We get attacked in Nidavellir. So these are the ones that we were worried about. Let's check Gentle Woods. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. Got a bunch of Cub Warriors over here. We've got a whole mixed allotment of Bear Clan, and we've got a core of Nidilvas. The Nidilvas are actually pretty decent. They are size 3, but they are Formation Fighter 2. So you can pack 4 of these fuckers into a square. And 8 attacks per square is... That's pretty solid. Now, they're not the highest damage attacks, and they're not the highest protection units, but I could actually see late-game Nidilvas being kind of an issue. Like, late-game Nidilvas, if you get into the scenario where you're able to drop, protection buffs on them, maybe some strength buffs on them so they're hitting a little harder, and maybe even like some of the, what's the fire buffs, the ones that give you increased attack, right? So that they're hitting more frequently. I could see the Nidilvas being actual issues in battle. I almost like, they're really cool. They're just not quite there, I think. They just need a little bit more oomph in something to be close to murderous. That being said, we don't have a lot going on here. We got a bunch of barbarians. We got some archers. We do have a Vieden here that spawned here this turn, dropping some moss bodies. And we have a Vanabog, who is hopefully gonna save us with some air elementals. Let's see the 2 lines meet. Now, Bear Clan, just like, oh, there's the air elemental. Hey, get in there, buddy. Oh, immediately got you. I don't understand elementals. Okay, this is a bad example. This is a bad example in this situation because again, this is 8 attacks per square. But I elementals being ethereal seems like it doesn't or air elementals specifically being ethereal. Seems like it doesn't fucking matter these days, because they're just like, let's watch this guy. Is he gonna do anything? Oh, immediately! Like, as soon as anyone actually starts attacking him. How many times has he been attacked? Can I check this? Air elemental. Missed. Repelled. Missed. Hit for 20 damage. Are they ethereal? They're not. Yeah, they are ethereal. What? What? They don't have any protection, so I guess that's part of the problem. But damn, they just... it feels like they get popped so easily. Our barbarians have routed. That's not good. Fuck. Fuck. Ooh! 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 Did we win? Did we win? We won? Ooh, look at that fucking big ass tree. Won. We didn't win. That was a lie. That was a lie, but that goes to show how close... Really? I feel like I just did this turn the other day. And it's already... The battle report is already incorrect. Fucking, like... Ooh. I wish that didn't happen. I wish that didn't happen. That just seems wild to me. So this was very close. This was very close. It definitely went either way on how it could have worked out. But in the actual game, we did lose this. We routed. When our barbarians routed, our archers and huskarls routed as well. The Vieden and the Vanabog make it safely out. We do kill a bunch, so this is not like the end of the world. Losing Gentle Woods as that kind of like bottleneck is concerning, but we have other forces in the area, so this is not an immediately like, oh my god, fuck, we're fucked type situation. That could be, though. Okay, we killed 170 units on this particular fort, like 2 turns ago. That's a lot of units. He did exactly what I did to him. He just went, okay, I'm gonna summon everything. Good, great. I mean, good on you. Bunch of bears, been summoning Log Dead for a while, it looks like. Bunch of Bear Clan warriors. Bunch of griffins. This is a problem. These are a problem. Bunch of shade beasts. Shade beasts are nasty fuckers. They do not have the best of combat stats, but they are ethereal. They are also dark power with spirit sight, right? So if you can throw up darkness, their stats get quite a bit better. They're way more threatening there. But the real issue, aside from the ethereal, is this fucking reanimating bite. So if they do kill you, they respawn you as a soulless. And that's a lot of shade beasts. That's a lot of death gems. That's a lot of death gems. I think you get like 20 per cast, but it's like 10 or 15 death gems or something like that. We'll check after this, but this is like 4 or 5 casts maybe? That's a lot of death gems. This is Nidavonger's bank. This is absolutely Nidavonger's bank. And we got plenty of mages in the center as well. Okay, that's bad. We're over here. Ooh. We're probably dead. Not like whole game dead. We talked about this last time, right? Like, even if he throws everything that he has at us from Nidavonger, I expect that we will do a substantial amount of damage off the back of our Chud here, as well as other things, right? We have other things going on. So I don't think we're gonna win this, but I don't think it's going to be a cataclysmic shutout, right? Like, I don't think he's gonna kill all of these units and lose like his bears, right? So let's watch. Oh, that was great landing for us from the Griffins. Holy shit. Yeah, because they're gonna die almost immediately. Howl goes up. Howl could actually be a huge steal. We got air elementals in the back. He's got all of his casters going on. Ooh, hold up. Hold up. He dropped Lamashtas. Oh fuck. Yeah, okay, well we're definitely dead then, but he might screw himself as well. Okay, so we howl, he does light of the Northern Star. Our Lion tribe is routed. Oh yeah, we get a Lamashta in the back. That's not good. Yeah, we're just gonna get overwhelmed. He's got so many bodies here that we're gonna get oh, those Lamashtas are fucking terrible for us. The Herdmen are standing though, and they're doing a lot of work. Yeah, this is just a pure numbers situation. He's just got so many bodies here. What is this? Like, this has got to be close to like 600 troops or something like that. I bet if we had 100 more Herdmen, we probably could win, just to keep our flanks from being swarmed by these shade beasts. Because the Herdmen are still obviously they're berserking, right? So they're not going to run, but they're still standing because they're not getting killed outright, you know? Okay, now they run. Now they run. All right, well, that's rough. Some stuff is making it off. How much did... Okay, ignore this. This is like Horde of Skeletons, Raised Dead type stuff. How much did we lose? How much damage did we deal? Oh yeah, that was like 600. Okay, holy fuck. How many casts? That's 156 Shade Beasts? We killed 88 of them, though. That's pretty fucking good. We killed 98 Bear Clan, 35 Great Bears. We killed all of the Griffins, most of the Bears, half of the Long Dead, half of the Shade Beasts. Okay, this is a loss. That matters, though. Those are gems dumped into power that we have gotten rid of, right? So yeah, we should tally this all up. What are we looking at? 45 bears, 20 griffins. So the griffins are 2 casts of griffins. The bears are like 3 casts of bears. Long Dead are kind of whatever. They're relatively inconsequential. It's those shade beasts that matter. Like, that's a lot of shade beasts. Okay, so what did we lose? We lost 166 units. Are we gonna be able to retreat things out? Yes, we had 2 lines of retreat. We actually made we made a fair amount out. So our Herdmen we almost lost all of the Herdmen. But they did kill 200 units before they dropped. Honestly, pretty fucking admirable work. We lost 3 of the 4 sages, 3 of the 5 Viedmas. Okay. I don't hate them. Obviously, right, like, so there's the argumentation that we shouldn't have been there to begin with. You know, we could have gone for Amber Fields, or we could have put his cap under siege and then went off, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, these units have to be killed for us to win. Like, they gotta die for us to win. As simple as that, right? So killing killing this much for this much does not feel that bad. Now, it does feel bad that we lose mages versus him not losing mages. But we've also we put his cap under check, right? For 2 turns. So that's mages he wasn't producing. I don't... that doesn't count as killed mages. But looking at it, right, we've got 7 Bear Clan Seathburenders, 2 Crow Clan, which are his big ones. He's got a... Is this a hero? Looks like this is a hero. That also looks like... And then 5 Wolf Clan. So, like... obviously he brought all of his mages to bear, but that's not a lot. Like, we would have loved to have gotten some kills there. Like, if we'd gotten some air elemental drops specifically on mages, that would have been great. But we killed 100 Bear Clan. We killed a large quantity of the gems that he used. I feel pretty decent about this. It's still a loss, which sucks, but I don't feel it's not a loss that came out of nowhere and we just got absolutely crushed and now we're fucked. This is a loss that we made him pay dearly for, because I don't think, he's not going to be able to drop all of those gems again. Not quickly, anyways. So let's actually check that. Unexpected event in Vanarus. Dom +2. Cool. We know... Okay, so the bears are... Sloth of bears, that's 6 per. So that's 18 nature gems. Which maybe he can throw more nature gems out there. I don't know how well his site searching has gone for nature, so maybe he has more to throw. But he had... I wouldn't assume so, because he had 7 Bear Clan Seathburenders, and you can summon bears with nature too. So if he had more gems to drop them, I imagine we'd be looking at more bears, right? But we weren't. So I wouldn't imagine he has much more in the tank as far as nature income. The griffins, he could have more in the tank as far as air goes, because he only really had the 2 air casters. So it's possible that he's got more air gems to work through. That being said, Shade Beasts... Where are Shade Beasts? Oh, they're not in Conjuration, are they? Are they? There they are. Okay, so Shade Beasts are 15 gems a pop, but come in 30. Shade Beasts are really, really good, but it's assumed that most people aren't going to be able to cast Shade Beasts. So... he had... I think it's just these Crow Clans, right? Oh, it's this guy. This boy. But also potentially these. So... go view the battle, see if we can find those, see if we know if they rolled 3 or not. So that's the big one. He did not roll 3. And he did not roll 3. So it's just been this guy, because he doesn't have any skull stabs or anything like that. So he's had this guy for a while, and he's been dumping death gems into it. Okay, so 30 plus, he gets how many plus? It's 3 for every... So 5-ish casts? Maybe? That's gotta be like his entire death bank. Maybe not entire. Well, obviously not his entire death bank, because we saw in the battle itself he had death gems on them. I wonder if he has any death gems after going ham. Yeah, he's doing a bunch of summon Lamashtas. Yeah, he's got a few death gems remaining. But he definitely used some. So he spent upwards of like 100 gems to get what he had going on in that. And we killed, we killed the 18 nature gems pretty close. We killed the 18 air gems. And we killed half of the 75 death gems. So I actually feel pretty damn decent about that, honestly. Okay, that's a big battle. That's as big a battle as... Well, maybe not as big a battle. No, I mean, if we had won that, that would have been the end of Nidavanger. So yeah, it's totally as big a battle as the battle that we had on Vanarus. So, that sucks that we lost. We had other options. Probably should have taken those other options. But I don't feel terribly bad because we destroyed a large amount of his combat power for a relatively... let's take a look at the graphs, actually. Where's our army size? Yeah, so a third of our combat power for... probably closer to... That's not half. It's close to half. It's pretty close to half of what's here. Obviously, he has combat power here, and we killed a lot of here. So, I'd say probably... So, we lost probably a third of our combat power. I'd say he probably lost closer to 40% of his combat power this turn. I'd be really interested in seeing... his graph on army size versus my graph on army size this turn. I don't feel terrible about that. So what are we doing? We just need to reinforce, right? So the same scenario applies, right? We just need to hold these 2 choke points and prevent him from being able to push us. And in doing that, we will win in the long term, right? I have every confidence that we will win in the long term. So that's basically what we're doing this turn, right? We're reconsolidating in Starthenthorm. We're gonna have 118 units there. We will have 60 Chewed Herdmen. It's not a crazy amount, right? We will have 2 casters, so not a lot going on there. But we can move back into Cursed Land. Cursed Land doesn't have the greatest PD. Actually, Starthenthorm has really good PDs. So if he moves out south at us, next turn we could try to PD dump here, depending on what he moves with, So we'll see how that actually goes. We didn't get the Black Riders. If we'd gotten the Black Riders, we probably would have won in Gentle Woods. Wait, how did we not get the Black Rider? Did we change that? Nobody got the Black Riders, but we didn't get the Black Riders. Did I alter that? I had to have altered it, right? Fuck. That means that the Black Riders probably would have made the difference in Gentlewood. Huh. Okay. Enough rambling on about things. What else are we doing? So we're consolidating Starthenthorm. We are going to go ahead and push Gentlewoods. We know he doesn't have that much left here. We killed almost all of the Cub Warriors, almost all of the Bear Clans. He's got his Nidilvors here. He's got a few Wolf Clan. He's got some more Bear Clan and Cub Warriors behind. That's fine. I think 40-ish, close, okay, 30-ish Chewed Herdmen and some heavy infantry and some heavy cab. I think they can win that. Unless he PD dumps a whole bunch. But I don't think he's going to PD dump a whole bunch, right? It's possible that he does, but he's only got two fortifications, and I would imagine that after this victory, in his mind, he's going, okay, I need to continue to produce as much as I can, reinforce, push out, and take the momentum. I doubt he's going to PD dump, but maybe he does. But even with a PD dump, right, like, it's Barbs. You saw, I mean, I think we can take it if he doesn't PD dump too much. This might be a bad play. We'll see. But if we take Gentlewoods back immediately, right, we had the momentum. He has knocked us off his cap, killed our largest army in that area, and taken the bottleneck. So the momentum has swung back in his favor. But if we take Gentlewoods back, we can kind of like stall the momentum out. And I think we have a good chance of doing it. We're also reinforcing, right? More Chewed Herdmen heading that direction. And a large amount of Chewed Herdmen collecting in Whiteport. So Whiteport will allow us to march on Gentlewood or march on Cursed Land. If he starts marching south, chasing the remnants of this army, we should be able to get to Cursed Land by the time his army would reach us, meaning we can reinforce it with a decent-sized host. And we already saw what 100 Herdmen does to this. If he just marches what remains, if he just straight marches that out, another 100 Herdmen is gonna kill it, right? Like, we will overwhelm it at that point, especially with any other reinforcements we can cobble together. So I feel pretty good about that. We are also attacking into Morn Woods because this force can't get anywhere, unfortunately. So we're just gonna go. We're just gonna go and see how it goes. Probably not well. There are Bear Clan here and a Great Bear there, so that's probably not gonna work out for us. But it is what it is. Pulling mages back towards Vanarus. We did get a Fire 2 mage, which is pretty neat. And immediately our research changes, right? So we were just doing a very greedy rush up construction 7. If we're allowed to do so, that gives us a lot of access to various options. We're not allowed to do so anymore. We're gonna pop into Evocation 4. Evocation 4 gives us Thunderstrike primarily, right? So our Air 2s, which we lost pretty much all of the Air 2s up here. But do we have any Air 2s down here? We do not. Do we have any Air 2s over here? We do not. Okay, we need some Air 2s. That's not good. But Air 2s, the Vanabogs, right? Vanabogs will be Air 2s, more Chewed Herdmen, more Sages, more Chewed Herdmen, more Vieden. If we can get a couple of Air 2s, a few Thunderstrikes makes a big difference this early in the game, right? Like turn 30, 35, we toss out 3 or 4 Thunderstrikes on a starting turn. That can obliterate squares and fuck up nearby squares. So I feel pretty decent about that kind of concept. We'll see how that actually plays out. No idea. Recruiting more heavy cab. Not spending money on Mercs this turn because apparently we betrayed them, so they betrayed us. Also building a temple. Can't really do anything with this Fire Vieden yet, but that does offer us options later on if we pop into Thaumaturgy to grab Augury. Now that is a dangerous situation because we are summoning Firebirds every single turn, and we are burning through our Fire Bank. But we could chill on Firebirds for a turn or two until we snag some other fire. If we can get up to Fire 4 or Fire 5, again, right, it's this kind of like caveat of what do we get? What can we do from it? So it's turn 25. With turn 30, we have 25 Firebirds. Still working towards that, having more Firebirds than there is our turns kind of idea. And yeah, so this is a bad turn for us. This is a swing back in the other direction. But I'm not overly alarmed. We should have gone for Amber Fields. We should have done a minor play elsewhere and probably just branched out and tried to choke him. But at the end of the day, I don't hate what happened. I obviously would have preferred that we had won. But remember him attacking Vanarus and us crushing that army and losing like 50 units? Maybe we lost a little more. We didn't lose much. And then compare it to this, that's a lot to lose. Now, the flip side is in Gentle Woods, we did spend a lot of gems, and now all of those gems are also basically gone. So there is an argument to say that we basically just equated power there. But I think at the end of the day, I'm just gonna 213 kills on the Herdman, right? 96 Herdman dead, but 213 kills on. That's a good loss for us. The Shade Beasts were really bad problems. There's half of them left. That is a shit ton of Bear Clan. That is almost as many Bear Clan as our entire army. There's half of them left, right? So I feel pretty decent about that. Let's see if that's a stupid thing to feel in the next turn. Bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.